Hello friends, Laelyx here, Get Lit with Laelyx. Just some things that are on my mind and ready to share and rock and roll. And you know, this one will be about maybe frequencies, vibrations, and choice, freedom, all the things. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is vibration, frequency. We hear that a lot. Kind of like an encompassing word for the same thing, yet it also does mean different things depending on the context. However, today we are talking about things, everything in this universe. Everything in this universe. This lighter, okay, candle, me, okay, my bracelets, like everything, but specifically, if you want to talk about bacterias, viruses, animals, okay, people, we all have a frequency and a vibration that we are putting out, okay? Whether it's manipulated externally or not, depends on the person. But I am here to hopefully enlighten you in some way or give you some information. Not that you're not already enlightened, because I'm sure that you are. If it resonates with you, wonderful. If not, that's okay, and everything is great. So, here's the thing. Frequency, vibration, we all have it. I do, okay? And there's different waves, etc. And you cannot, this kind of goes along with the law of attraction, okay? You cannot have anything come into your life, all right, that you are not vibrating at, that you are not sending out that frequency. It must match, okay? Now, what that entails, it doesn't mean pretending to feel a certain way, okay? It literally means from the inside out. That is how you vibrate. It is how you vibe. That is your frequency, okay? Lower vibrational things, it's not wrong, okay, because it has a purpose. However, if you do not want to connect with those lower vibrational frequencies, you must learn to work through all of your personal vibrational, lower vibrational feelings, emotions, etc., habits, blah, 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 to raise that frequency and your vibration, okay? So, there's a lot of internal work that needs to be done. Comes from healing, figuring out triggers, so on and so forth. What really just makes you want to react. It's almost like, oh, they said that, they did that, ugh, makes you feel like you want to have a control over someone. Here's the thing. When you find your frequency where you've healed through that, and it doesn't mean it's perfect, because everything comes up and there's new things and new vibes and all kinds of things. It's kind of a continuous effort. However, it does get easier once you learn to really raise it up, learn to work through, to transmute, all right? It is lower vibrations like sadness, happiness on the same pole, okay? It just depends whether or not you're over here or over here. Or actually, it's probably better to have it this way, on the same pole, all right? Anyways, same pole, same frequency. So if you have this line, like a little button you could push up, down here would be, fear, all right? Up here is love. All in between is all kinds of emotions, okay, depending on where you're at. Now, to raise that up, again, you have to clear through. You have to recognize, you have to notice, and then you take action. Now, when it comes to attracting, when you are on a higher vibration, it's kind of like the universe is like, hey, did you learn your lesson? And it'll bring people and things in your life either to help, okay, or radiate that your frequency out to others, right? Because that's what we do. But I'm saying you can't accept anything that isn't on your frequency unless you choose to, okay? This is where it comes with a choice, all right? So when you go out, sometimes you can attract people because you're a bright, high frequency light, etc., and you decide your interaction, okay? You decide things, you choose, okay? So, but if there's a lower frequency, like say a virus, okay, or a sickness, all right, and you're up here, it's gonna miss you, all right? This is from my mentor. I learned this from Sonia G, Moon Babes in the Light Tribe. Super awesome. Love her to pieces. And the thing is that it's true. It has to miss you because it's a completely different level, okay? It doesn't mean you can't fluctuate your vibration, okay? Because that happens. It's learning to keep it high, all right? It's learning to protect your energy, to protect you as you move around, and instead of letting everything from the external affect you, you're choosing and you're affecting your world around you, okay? So, hopefully that makes sense. Law of attraction, you have to be vibrating it at that same frequency of what you want. All right? It is a learning process. It's not one size fits all right, other than doing the work. Okay? Now, moving to the next. Freedom, choice, my friends. So, we have tried for thousands of years, we'll just say, even though longer, we have tried the fear tactic and the control. We have tried from a place of trying to believe in one thing telling us what to do, external sources telling us what to do, what's right, this is right, right? Brings fear, brings guilt, brings shame, all these things, okay? And I'm not saying those are wrong feelings to have. However, we need to change the narrative of this world to move forward, okay? We have tried to control. We've been at war, all right? We've done the war thing. We've done the fear thing, okay? We've done all of this already. It's obviously not working, obviously, okay? There's hate and things like that. Now, I understand from a place of healing, a lot of the times denial or anger comes to the front of that, okay? Which is what we're seeing nowadays. So it's a normal first step. It's moving past that, okay, to a point to where you can center, find your line, your calmness within yourself to make choices instead of reacting. Because you are in control of your life, every single aspect. You are not in control of other people. Okay, let me say that one more time. You are not in control of other people. So, if you find yourself triggered because, per se, the big hot topic right now is wearing masks or not, okay, do what is right for you. If you find that you are upset because someone is choosing something else that does not align with what you are choosing, and you are getting upset about it, there's something you need to heal, my friends, okay? Because it is not my responsibility, okay? It is not my responsibility to try and foresee everybody else's steps and worry about everybody else's health, okay? Now, I'm not saying that there isn't some type of consequence for every action, okay? Because there are consequences for everything, good or bad. It's your perception on how you see that, okay? Which in all reality, there really isn't a good or bad, but that's a whole different vibrational thing because everything is one, because you cannot have the good, okay, the light without the dark. They have to exist. Duality has to go. It's gone. Duality's gone. And we're working through that, which is really awesome. We are now coming to a place to where we make choices based on us, okay? Now, however, I could talk about personal opinions and things like that with certain aspects, because people would probably want to go into more in-depth things like, murder, etc., and blah, blah, blah. Yes, you should help your fellow man. You should not try to control them. So if you don't try to control them, murder's out, right? Stealing from them's out, right? There's a basis that I have of like a morality, if you want to say. It's not just a religious concept. Morality to me is that you are not trying to control someone else's life, okay, in any shape or form, right? And that's okay. Don't kill, don't steal from them, don't take from them, But I also come from a point that I understand why there's death. I understand why we have death. Death has to be a part of life because our souls don't die. Just this body. Okay? Stick with me here. It's okay if you don't feel the same. Anything that doesn't resonate with you, that's all right. Let it go. I'm not here to argue. I'm not here to say who's right and wrong, because I feel that everybody has their own truth. Okay? And we're all learning how to cooperate together, okay, to co-create together with having those different truths. Okay? Now, yes, you should educate people what you think is your truth. Berate? Name call? No. Okay? When you see someone else's highest nobility and when you always see the goodness in them, you're more likely to get the goodness out, even if it doesn't align with what you think, and what your opinion is and how your life is, okay? All right? So we are learning how to co-create together while having such different perceptions of life, okay? So this is what I mean, that you do not control other people. You cannot, you will not, all right? And it's learning how to be so strong in yourself that only you attract what you vibrate at. Only you attract the things that you want. Only you choose to co-create with people you choose to co-create with, okay? And life is always teaching us a lesson, because we are here to learn. We are here to learn, okay? Earth is a learning school, okay? This 3D, I mean, it's not really 3D anymore. Different story for a different video. But it is a physical experience, and we are growing, and we have had rulers, governments, and things like that tell us what to do, these experts, so on and so forth, for so long that, it's no longer about the shut up and do what you're told. Okay? I know those cute kids, of yours who are just seem like hellions on wheels that just do things so differently. You can teach them kind of the way of the world, but they're just gonna do what they're gonna do. It's like both. It's a balance. Okay? It's a balance. There's no extreme one way, no extreme the other way. That's duality. We're done with that. We're learning to balance, okay? All right? New information comes new ideas, new thoughts, etc. We are learning to live in a new way, because this is a new earth. This is a new world. Things that we have known are being destroyed, and I get that is super scary for a lot of people, because when you're not strong in yourself and the rug gets flipped from underneath you and the ground just crumbles down, you feel like you have nothing to hold on to anymore. But when you're strong in yourself, and it's no longer, oh, they told me this today, so this is true. Oh, they told me this today, so this is true. The masses, all right, believing these external things, that whole narrative is changing, because now people are like, wait a minute, I'm using my discernment, I'm looking inside, and this does not resonate with me. And it irks people who are still stuck in that narrative. And that's okay. We're all in a different process. It doesn't mean you're horrible or wrong. You know, what I'm saying is that you see people from a perspective of love. See them from a point of, from your heart, and see the goodness in them, okay? Now, it doesn't mean there's not consequences, okay? So, and the thing is we're breaking these down little by little, because you can bring up little portions and stuff like that that we haven't quite figured out yet, or at least I haven't all the way, because it's a learning process. We're here to learn. So, here's the thing. Because you understand that we're learning, you understand that you're learning, I'm learning, I have a belief, you have a belief, everyone has a belief. You know, we need to stop attacking people. That's literally what we've done. Let's stop repeating the past. Please, can we just move forward from this? I know it's going to take some time, but it's like, you know, I think the term like, you know, wake up can be very derogatory, not very nice. But I understand like wanting to shake people, but everyone here is here for different reasons, and that's okay. Nobody needs to per se wake up in the way that you are, okay? What we do need to learn to do is be at peace with each other and understand that what you're doing isn't what I'm going to do. It's not what I will promote. However, I will absolutely make sure that you can choose to do those things, okay? Now again, it comes back to, you know, don't control people, all right? So all of that, we are learning to switch from fear over to love. Because when you try to control something, there's a fear-based root of how you feel, like something that is based in the root of whatever it may be. And fear chooses you to do the fight or flight response. Fight or flight is a reaction. It's not a clear, you know, full of clarity choice. So let's start making those choices. You take a step back. I get when it ignites you, you know, really gets you lit when you feel passionately. Right now I feel super passionate about, you know, the sex trafficking, you know, human trafficking, the pedophile ring and everything like that. Like it, you know, it gets me lit up. And it's something that I cannot control, but it's something that I can share. I can share my truth, put it out there, and figure out things that I can do, whether it be research into organizations like the Underground Railroad. I think it's based here in Utah, rescue.org. It's OUR rescue.org, and help figure that out. You know, whether it be donating or just talking to people about it, because I think people are still like, wait, this is like, I kind of knew it was happening, but now it's like happening with people that we thought we could trust, like people that we looked up to. You know, I know some people, you know, worship celebrities and do all that. And a lot of those people and a lot of those businesses were like, yeah, you know, they earned that. And maybe they did. And then they decided to do something really horrible with it. Okay. So, and now we're looking like, oh, wow. Like the whole reality, you know, disillusion. Like it's getting uncovered. And it's really scary, and it's really hard to accept. You know, we have been creatures of habit, etc., and we're ready to move out of that. So that is something that I'm passionate about, and that I want to at least educate people on, at least let them know about it, because the more we talk about it, the more we can acknowledge it, the more we can do something and heal it and move forward from it. Okay? So little by little, but I will tell you, it has to come from a place of love. As much as we want to hate people for doing these horrible things, okay? Atrocious things. We have to do it from a place of love and serving. And that doesn't mean, because when you truly love someone, you want to serve them. You want to serve them for a purpose of, we call that tough love, okay? It is compassionate criticism. It is, they have to learn a lesson that wasn't okay, right? They're boundaries for for things. They can't control other people. Like you, it's okay to put your boundaries up and express your boundaries. And same with us, what we will and will not allow. All right. So, and there's certain things with that that it's okay for us to express. Okay. So with that, lost my train of thought. I guess the biggest thing is trying to come from fear to a love-based type of support moving forward. All right, because when you fight fire with fire, it just obliterates everything in its path. We know this analogy, all right? But to understand it to our core, we have to change how we do things, okay? So, I'm not saying I have right answers for consequences of things, okay? Because I'm still wrapping my head around this and taking it step by step as it comes. And we can do it together in a way that serves us in a better way completely, to not create separation, karma, whatever you want to call it, whatever it may be, because we need to know that we're here for a lesson. We need to know that we're learning, and we need to move forward together in a way that we can respect all different kinds of living, all right? While knowing that there are boundaries and things that need to be set in place for yourself and for, say, children who do not have a voice right now. Because a lot of children have had their voices taken away. All right, because they're taught to listen to authority and with trauma and things like that. And so, it's helping give people who don't have a voice, realistically. And it does need to be talked about. Children are like the essence of innocence, I guess you could say, right? And they're learning how to function in this world. Well, what do we want to teach them? You want to teach them that you do what you're told and you never question anything, Or do you teach them to discern for themselves, even if sometimes that discernment goes against what you believe and what you see? Okay. And, it takes a really giant step, and we can do this. We can do this together. I'm in a place for abundance. I'm in a place for changing how we do things, because, people, this whole 9-to-5 job work thing, and I say this a lot, it's not working for us. And it should be a focus on what brings you joy. I understand, you got to bring food to the table and you got to do this thing, but you know what? That's a mindset. I'm changing that mindset for myself, and for those who this resonates with, I'm here with you to support you to change that mindset, because guess what? You don't have to do it that way. You don't have to grind, to hustle, and to make it hard. Like, feel like you have to work through the trenches and the shit, okay? Yeah, you do have to learn things, right? But that comes with making choices. But once you learn to manipulate energy, to master your thoughts and your mind, you can move forward in a different way, all right? We don't need this competitive bullshit anymore. I think there's nothing wrong with healthy competition, right? But when it comes to a point of scarcity and lack, the competition is now, we turn on each other so easily because money has become such a main focus. Money is our friend. That type of abundance, I want everybody to have abundance, because guess what? There is enough in the world. There is enough, and there's just people telling you there's not enough, and you're not enough. That's the message that's been said to us this whole time. You're not enough. It's scarcity. You don't have this. This is happening. You should live in fear. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. Why do you think anxiety and depression is some of the largest things happening right now? I just, and it is a path, but to me, you can choose to live that path of scarcity if you want to, Okay? I'm here to live a path of fulfillment and following what makes my heart sing and what brings me joy. And I want to be able to help others do that too. You know, I want to help others find what makes their heart sing, find what gives them like life and brings life in their eyes and gives them joy. All right? Because we deserve that, you know? And it's not that it isn't going to take work, because it is, because you have to do a lot of work on yourself. We have these programs we don't need anymore. The program for living how life used to be doesn't need to be a thing anymore. All right? I mean, coming down to like, you know, the food that we eat and stuff like that, like trying to understand a lot of these things, you know, and I'm not saying you're a horrible person for choosing to eat the way that you eat. It's just, it's learning. Once you do healing and you really go through deep down, like, you know, people who have even sex addictions and things like that, you know, and you wonder why does it feel so good? Why do we want that sexual connection so much? Why do they dangle it in front of us with like porn and stuff, which there's nothing wrong with porn. I mean, I haven't watched porn in a while, but I mean, I used to have, you know, a different kind of relationship and things like that. And now I'm learning a lot about these things, and I want to be able to choose, but I think people should understand and know, like, sex is like, it feels good because you're literally connecting with somebody's energy, like their soul, okay? So, why do you think it's so addicting? It feels good, but it's not just some genetic, oh, I must mate kind of thing. Like, there is a connection in the soul and like the ego, you know, and that's a whole different conversation, but that's why it's dangled in front of you. When you normalize bodies and you respect other people, you learn to find deep, authentic connection that will go past the point in your sex life that you don't even truly understand unless you've done some of the healing work, okay? And, you know, I can talk about drinking and alcohol. Hey, I don't mind it. I don't care if you choose it. It is a very dense drink, okay? When you black out, it's like your soul literally is leaving your body. Okay? Why do you don't want to be conscious? Because you are so dense. Your vibration is so low that it can no longer hold your soul anymore, because your soul can't do it. And why do you think you feel you don't remember, and like other entities come into your body kind of thing, like the lower incarnate entities are like, oh, shell, poof, you know, let's go for a ride kind of thing. Because you allowed that to be so. It was like it was permission kind of thing. And I mean, there's lots of, it's my incense, but there's lots of, I think, like legends or myths based on that. Because why do you think they're called spirits? You know, and the thing is that we're coming back to our roots to understand our mind, and there is now lots of things. Heart Math Institute says a lot of stuff. Greg Braden, I really like a lot of things he has to say about the metaphysical and how there's electromagnetic field, and a lot of things, are being measured to prove connections. You know, they no longer they don't call it the ether field because you get called crazy, but it's called the field. I think it is, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I think they changed it again, because I'm not sure when I learned that information, but that there's an exterior force around us, you know, deja vu kind of thing, connecting with somebody else by finishing their sentences, you know, being in tune with me, like doing readings for people and being able to see certain aspects, right? There's so much more in depth that we can't see with our naked eye, okay? And so that's why they call it waking up, becoming conscious, because there's so much untapped power. I think Sam Harris talks about a book that I haven't read all the way through. I've only heard bits and pieces of the audiobook, But, you know, like when you separate the left and right brains, they do completely different things. And even like your subconscious, I think it was Vsauce. I don't think they're a thing anymore. I'm not sure. Voss, something like that on YouTube, where they do, I don't think it was him. Maybe it wasn't him. One of those really cool shows. But anyway, he talked about like your subconscious is able to understand the electrical current of hitting a red button in front of you. So you have all the electrodes and you are supposed to hit the button before the buzz goes off, because that means that it could tell that your electrical brainwave that you were going to hit the button. So it's like reading your thoughts, your subconscious thoughts. And literally every time couldn't hit the button before it beeped. Okay? So we're all connected, friends. Like, you know, maybe sometime I'll go into stories of a friend in UK and doing some bilocation astral travel. You know, they've done the photon experiment, and I forget what it's called, and I wish I knew, but it's essentially where two places at once, okay, in the universe. And there's another theory, like what you do here affects the star out there kind of thing. And it's true, because everything is here and now and connected, okay? And I know that's really hard for us to fathom. That's okay, one step at a time. We're just doing this. So going back to just understanding that there's more to life, that we are learning slowly with our physical science, okay? So it's just as your heart has the same kind of cells that are in your brain, right? In fact, I think, if I remember correctly, Heart Math Institute, or Greg Braden, who references them a lot, says that there's more, okay? And that your heart actually sends information to your brain, and then your brain says what to do. Your heart's in charge, baby. Your heart is in charge. It's a portal, and it's exciting, okay? Get used to it. So different from how we've lived. We're learning so much more. And now it's like a 2x4 came and hit us in our face, and it's still happening. Because there is such a shift happening right now. You know, planets and things like that. I think you know, if you look at the Da Vinci Code, when they go into certain like religious places and stuff like that, they have planets and things and all kinds of stuff, because the planet it has a big effect on us. I mean, through ages and things like that, there's cycles. And the earth, which is things that Greg Brayton talks about, there's cycles to the earth, right? Climate change, there is cycles to all of that, you know? There's a fluctuation on how it works, you know, 26,000 year cycle, you know, 5,000 year cycle, whatever, you know, round up or down, whatever, give or take. There's so much information out there. This is a lot, and I'm totally rambling on because I'm just like word vomit, whatever it is. But, whoo, let's go back. Thanks for going on that journey with me. I'm apparently really excited tonight. The biggest thing is that there's so much more to life, okay? And learning how to figure out yourself is probably the biggest, while experiencing and enjoying. The biggest thing you can do is just being here in the right now. Right now with where you're at. Not worrying about what somebody else said on the interwebs, okay? Not worrying about tomorrow, because don't let it take you from today. And I know it's easier said than done, all right? And it doesn't mean you don't have responsibilities and things. But, I mean, people say, I don't know if Jim Carrey said this, but it's true. Like, if you are depressed, your avatar is sick of playing this character, okay? You know, health things. For one, I used to get kidney infections and everything all the time, and I tried everything in the book all the time. And it's because I wasn't dealing with emotions, and I would stress myself out because I was like, I have to be perfect all the time. And antibiotics were just killing me, giving me problem after problem, girly problem, back to kidney infection. Good golly, to eventually, I started dealing with my shit, okay, and took home remedies, and I have been free and clear from a consistent, at least 5-6 year experience of that bullshit of my life going in and out of hospitals to not anymore. So, anyways, I just want to say that just remember, find within yourself, be within yourself. I just got a little notification that apparently this might be a different video. I don't know what happened. I'm using lots, like 34 minutes. Apparently I have a lot to say. It's fine. Find yourself, trust yourself, learn to trust yourself, heal yourself first, okay? Take time for yourself, your silence. Like your mind, your heart is powerful. And it's learning to find what gives you joy through love and making decisions through love to where you actually can make choices through your life and choose how you want your life to be. Okay? So, love you lots. Thank you. Laelyx out. Hope you got lots of lit. Lit with Laelyx. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Open book. I'm just here to unleash the world's divine potential, my friends. Whatever that may be for you, however you take that. And yeah, take care.